What are you doing?
Oh, hello. We're getting ready for the super clean full Boogie Tilt podcast, dude. In the brand new studio. Dude, we got some wardrobe going on. This is the one I'm gonna wear. Are you gonna wear the pro race? This is the first time, Dawson, someone has seen the official shirts that we've been getting off of Facebook and whatever. Huh? So
What shirt are you gonna wear?
Huh? I don't know. That's the look at the digger hat. It
That was
depends on
pretty
which
sweet.
one you want.
Oh my lord!
I don't know. I'll wear any of them. The camel one's disgusting. That's the OG. A little dirty, but hey. But look at these, huh? I mean, come on. This is the best podcast on YouTube. What people don't realize is Dawson's got the new shirt on.
Oh yeah.
Show him the shirt, Watson.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
2002 or 2001 World Finals track crew, baby.
Like legit.
Oh, yeah.
Wrenchhead.com.
World Finals 2, Wrenchhead.
There's a lot going on in this photo. It's gonna be nice.
I'm just kidding. Look what I got. Dude, I saw Mike Waters Jr. who drive Overkill. He had one of these in Glendale. And we're sitting there in the stadium. The bigger this guy was just like practicing or whatever because he was new. And Mikey's like, "Oh, dude, I can't believe you still make these." And grab this thing and just goes, "Yeah!" And just all the way around the stadium. And he goes, snags it. He didn't even move. It was nuts.
Look, we're getting ready. You guys are already here. So Watson, should we start this baby or what?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
These lights are
So nice.
These Rise Up lights are so bright. Yeah. Hold on. Can we get a little? Oh, daddy. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, what?
That's what I'm talking about.
Ooh, daddy.
Well, I'm not one of those guys
Hey, you're good. You're good.
like
hey, I want you to tell you something. Hey, if you're gonna move it, you got to grab it right here because look, it pops out. That's how it swivels. There it is.
Is this a knob?
Nope. You just grab right here, up, and then down. And I'd hold it here.
Not the microphone.
No, this is our very first podcast in the studio.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I like it a little down, just so I could talk to you, and not just the microphone.
Can you please fix it? Can you just put it back to normal?
Even for coming to Seattle next year, I promise you that.
Are you ready?
Yeah. See Eddie Vedder? Seattle next year?
Roll the intro. And we're back. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Full Boogie Tilt podcast presented by Dawson.
Super clean.
Super Clean. That's right. Thank you, Super Clean. Get yourself some Super Clean Tough Task Cleaner Degreaser. Wow.
One can does it all.
Look at us.
We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
From Full Boogie Tuesdays lives on TikTok to here in a real studio.
Yes, sir.
Look at the lights we got. These things are bright, guys.
Oh, yeah. These Rise Up lights are very, very bright.
What did we notice behind Dawson here?
Oh, yeah. The Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity. That's right.
A clear channel.
Yeah.
A more of a newer USHRA shirt. Yeah. And then a 1-800 Pro Race shirt.
It's so good, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I wore.
Yeah.
On the very left. And then the other one's Dawson got me for Christmas. And this is pretty rad because we got new hats. We got some new hats to show.
Yeah.
We got a new studio, new rug, look at the setup.
The whole
here.
nine.
Microphones.
Yeah. We got everything.
Wow.
We got everything now.
And this is on the Full Boogie Tilt T.Ray channel.
Yes, sir.
So last week, they saw the Spokane vlog for the first time.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Showed you that. Dawson, you weren't there, though.
Mm-mm.
You weren't there. You were doing other things. Had to work.
Had to work. Had to be an
and
adult.
I just went up there for a day.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
just a day trip.
Yeah. So we went up there, hung out with Brandon, hung out with Dalton Weiner, Team Throttle Monster. That was a cool one. If you haven't seen that vlog, go check it out. It's up right now.
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks ago, officially, at the start of the year, I helped kind of facilitated the merge between Full Boogie Tilt and T.Ray channel.
Right.
So far, it's been great. People have been digging it. I finally got my new computer set up, so I'm going to be able to actually put out more of the BeamNG videos, Rigs of Rods videos, the gaming content side of things, as well as the full Boogie tilt skits that we've been doing still.
Yeah.
And, of course, this show is going to keep going. So, we're here for the long haul. 2023, Watson.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's new year, new me. Everything.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
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 I'm excited, dude. It's going to be a good time. But right here on T-Ray, this is where the full Boogie Tilt podcast lives, presented by Super Clean. It's going to live right here. So what are we drinking today, Dawson? Dawson, you brought some drinks here.
Some Liquid Death.
Liquid Death. So these are non-alcoholic. It says Murder Your Thirst. This is a mango chainsaw. Not a sponsor, but hey, hit us up. So cheers, Dawson. Cheers to try this. I've never tried this.
It's not bad. I mean, it's just a flavored water. That's like a little bit of carbonation.
Well, that's nice.
But it's subtle, though. It's not like punch-your-face carbonation.
That's nice, dude.
Right.
So Dawson was in charge of bringing the drinks for today, and this is what he chose. And it was nice.
Yeah. Well, something light.
So, Watson, we're just like a week into first quarter here.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about, like, when we rolling into this new season of monster trucks?
I think
anything that's like super you're excited about.
Yeah. There's a couple new like people coming on to like do their first ever like either Monster Jam tour or just tour in general.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked to see Dalton in more of a different arena setting, not just Toughest, because Toughest was more like kind of cutthroat. You got to really like be on your game every single week, because I mean it's called the toughest monster truck tour for a reason. It's the toughest one, and you got a bunch of independents going hard. Every weekend. Yeah, for either like bonus money or whatever. Like it's real competition. Yeah, and a big old points championship on the line. We're not saying that Monster Jams isn't, but because its competition's hard, but it's a show. Yeah, it's more of a show than a competition anymore. It's a show. Yeah, which is cool. Yeah, I mean there's still points and everything involved if you win and stuff, but it's a lot harder, I think, as either an independent to either win there compared to the other tour where it's just strictly all independents really trying to all fight for it. But no, it should be sweet. I mean, Dalton's he's the current champion for the toughest tour. Yeah. He's the reigning champion. Obviously, there'll be another one crowned this year because he's not on that tour. Right. But, I mean, make no doubt. Oh, yeah, he came out swinging. Oh, yeah. Swinging. And I got to hang out with him a little bit at Spokane. It was a Monster Jam show, and that was a crazy event. With some of the, I wasn't able to film a lot of behind the scenes because felt like you can't. Which is cool. I was gracious enough to get back there, so I kept my filming appropriate. But I mean, there were some big wigs there. Oh yeah. I mean, I saw Scott Douglas. Yeah. Tom Mentz. Yep. Which I about shit my pants. When I met the GOAT. Oh, yeah. Tom Mentz. Yeah. Oh, my God. Shook his hand afterwards. Holy crap. That was crazy. That was cool. Yep. And he stood there and after the show talked to us for like 15 minutes. Oh, yeah. Just talking about trucks, freestyle. I mean, he's cool. They're all talkers, man. Yeah. And like talkers. Like 3 or 4 Feld crew guys came and were like, dude, we love your videos. Sick. So I gave them all stickers. I was like, here you go, dude. Thanks for watching. And then Josh Rhodes even came up to me and was like, full Boogie tilt. And I was like, what the? I was like, dang. So it was cool. It was a cool experience. Yeah. And then Hunter turned it upside down. I think it was like the first time ever. Yeah, he's ever flipped. Yeah, I believe. And it was, dude, he comes up straight up, boom, lands it. Well, it's funny because in Twin Wheel Skills, he went for a wheelie, comes up, sticks it, and then it was like leaning. And we're all like, and I was like, put it in reverse, Terry. Back it up. Yeah. And he's like, gets it reversed, sets it down. I was like, you're lucky. And then afterwards, he gets out of the truck, comes to the pits. I was like, you're lucky. Oh, yeah. Just flicking him shit. I was like, you almost went up. So he goes, man, I thought I was going over. Yeah. Comes out for freestyle, fucking does it. I was like, yeah, you're going to get lucky twice, cuz. And it fell back. Yeah. And so we pulled the rest of the body off. So he just ran just cab. Yep. For show 2. He said, fucking no, put it back on. It's already broken. The body mounts are broken. Screw it. Yeah, I think he's going to have kind of a breakout time to get... Cool cat. Oh yeah, I love Hunter and his dad Jeff. Same person, just one's older and one's younger. Pretty much, that's it. No, I think it's gonna be good for him to really do a full on first quarter, so he gets just more seat time. Yeah, because the more seat time that kid has, oh yeah, the more seat time that kid has, the better he gets because
Oh, yeah.
it is pretty natural to him. I mean, he started with the mini, so he understood flow, how to hit stuff,
Right.
timing, all that junk. Now that he's in a full-size truck, and he's been doing it very well. You know, he kind of drove a couple times over the summer when I worked for Mike and Paul, and a couple times this last, couple of years for, different people or whatnot, but just been killing it now that he has one truck that he drives, which is so important. And people don't understand that. When you drive, like myself, like I've been driving for the last 5 years, but like I've driven 13 different trucks.
Yeah.
So like, imagine how much, I always say this to myself, I was like, I think I'm pretty decent, but like imagine like if I was in one truck the entire time for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Like I already can, I just, no flow and that stuff because of,
But you're
experience,
always, but in my opinion, you're always like learning on the fly.
Exactly.
Because it's a different setup every time.
Different setup every time. Where now he gets the chance to be in one setup for 6 months.
Yeah.
Solid months where they are doing, 3 to 5 shows a weekend.
Yeah.
Every single week in the same type of track, same type of area, maybe
It's
just
just
get
practice,
a little bit bigger,
practice,
a little
practice,
bit smaller.
practice.
Right. So now he's just, by the end of the 6 months, he should have no problem at all. Any venue, any show, any ramp, the kid's just going to be out there and do it.
Right.
He's learned on very crappy Monster X tracks,
Yeah.
which is kind of okay / not okay to learn on because A, they're shit. B, he kind of gets to learn how to hit something that's already kind of janky. So he knows how to maneuver the truck in a position where he'll hit something that's messed up and be okay. Monster Jam, everything's the exact same, perfect groomed, tape measure, lasers, the whole 9 to measure out a track. So now that he gets to hit perfectly groomed jumps every single weekend, he can now try to time them differently, try to hit them a different way or something because he knows that he can get multiple hits out of one type of ramp.
Right.
Instead of just like, oh, I can just hit it and do a sky wheelie. Well, no, he can hit it, brake check it really hard in the air and level the truck out, get some big air. Or he can kind of like walk up to it, just let the nose kind of hit it, no brakes or whatever, and kind of pop it up into a wheelie and then ride it across the pod. He can crawl up the front of it to do a stoppie or a popper or whatever.
The options are there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things you start to unlock when you start to drive more and more and more and more and get
More frequently.
Yeah. Because now you have the basic mechanics of just hitting something.
Right.
Now you can take what you know from how to hit it. Now you can try to manipulate the truck to do what you kind of want off of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just practice and timing and all that stuff, which, he's been driving the last 2 summers, so he gets the gist. He's very good. He knows where he's at. He knows his surroundings and, when it's time to air the thing out and let it hang out and when it's time to kind of be conservative and just put on a good show or whatnot. And he knows all that and he understands it because his dad, has driven for years and, for a couple different teams, and Jeff's very good as well. But just kind of being able to tell Hunter all that stuff and like to kind of see him like, try to figure it all out and now to kind of become his own driver and stuff like that, and not just live in his dad's shadow a little bit, what I mean?
Right.
Because that's another thing too. It's like so many guys that have their dad drive, you kind of
They're overshadowed.
They're always a little bit shadowed.
There's like this expectation to drive
right
or perform like their dad.
Right.
Or,
when they're their own person.
right. Right.
So, but no, it's going to be good for him. And same thing with Dalton. Now the Dalton gets to be more of a, he gets to kind of be more technical now with his driving, which is cool because that's one thing that, at Toughest, it was kind of the more you sent it type situation. And Toughest kind of was the more points or more option to win.
Right.
Monster Jam's kind of the same way. They still, you still send it, you still go big, you still put on a good show, but like you could be a little bit more technical because some of the guys that watch it, and the fans do and don't know what's like, what's a technical move or not. You know what I mean? Compared to like a big air, compared to like walking a slow wheelie across the pod. Anybody can hit the single log wide open.
Right.
But for someone to set the truck up to make it pop up and just walk it across the single log, that's a lot more talented and skill there than just hitting it, full boogie without even like no consequences. So to see him now be able to be in more of that type of arena setting instead of just hitting a jammer stack wide open, let's try to beat Dirt Crew for the biggest air situation. Now he could be like, oh, I can hit this single log. You know, maybe if I jump it just a little bit, I could trip off the backside of the pod and
Which,
stop
you know
it
what,
or
they did a
something.
lot of that in Spokane.
Right.
And the guys were adapting really quick.
Yeah.
And, I mean, by Saturday night, it was a really cool show. I mean, I was there for Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. I got there right as pit party ended for Saturday. Got in there but was able to watch them even from Saturday afternoon to Saturday night. Their driving's better. The trucks are warm. Then it was a tough track. The track was muddy and watery a little bit, but they did a good job.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah.
I'm also really excited to see what I have a feeling that Monster Jam has got something up their sleeve. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to I hope so anyway. My hopes are when it comes to tracks or something where they're going to shake it up a little bit. They got it. And every year I say, hopefully they shake it up a smidgen, you know. But last year they did. Last year they did a little bit more. And so then this year with World Finals in Nashville, it's going to be intense because this is what I'm excited for, though. I'm excited for no more Florida weather screwing with the World Finals.
I mean, well, Nashville's still going to be 1,000,000 degrees in July.
No, I know that, but there's not going to be no hurricane. There's not going to be any, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I don't know what Tennessee's really like.
I'm sure it's dry.
I'm sure, it's just whatever, kind of in the...
But I do like the idea of it rolling around.
Yeah, and kind of rotating like the Super Bowl.
But if they're going to do that, they have to keep bringing the wicked big tracks for World Finals.
Yeah, it can't be the same type of thing.
If they downgrade it to, because what made World Finals so rad wasn't the fact that it was in Vegas. That was part of it. But what made the World Finals so rad was that especially when you go, you heard the race and you heard the trucks before you saw the trucks.
Yeah.
And then they come screaming into the stadium, already going 50 mile an hour.
Yeah, it was so unique.
You're like, whoa, because they started behind everything, in the pits. You didn't even see where they were.
Yeah.
And then they come screaming, and that's what made it so rad to see. That's when you knew you were at World Finals with the fastest J-hook, you know? So now, I mean, the crossover under was pretty cool.
Yeah, the over-under was tight.
It was interesting.
Because it was different.
I wish the Orlando down the stadium.
Yeah.
I wish that worked.
Yeah.
Because that was really cool. It gave the sense of it's World Finals.
Yeah.
Because you're going down the stadium into it.
Yeah, it was just different.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, the fact that it kind of muffled up the stadium a little bit.
Right.
Probably shouldn't do that again. But damn, that was a great idea.
Oh,
Whoever
yeah.
came up with that, I was like, that's still pretty rad.
Yeah.
Still pretty rad.
Oh, yeah,
So
it was.
So then the over-under was cool. I liked it. It was unique. It was different.
Yeah.
I liked it. Now I'm excited. I'm nervous because if they do over-under again, I'll be like, well.
I think they will, because you remember they got to jam all 3 or 4 competitions in one day. It's one day now. It's not both.
Yeah, but an over-under track probably wouldn't allow for.
Yeah, it would.
I guess you can go in between them and just use it as a jump.
Yeah, either, just kind of, it depends on how the...
One day, huh?
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting to see all that. I mean, it was one thing to do racing freestyle.
Correct.
But you're doing racing, freestyle, high jump, 2-wheel skills.
Right. So it's going to be kind of...
I
don't know.
I don't know either, because the high jump they need to change that a little bit. It's too steep.
Yeah.
Like last year, nobody made it up the hill.
Yeah.
Well, they when they landed though, like a high jump to me, it should be flat enough.
I think the second year was better than the first year, because the first year they didn't really know kind of what they were doing other than just send it.
Yeah.
Now it was a little bit more to where like some of the driver like Ryan and other people tried to actually like land it, not just send it.
That's what I'm talking about. I liked that because what I want, because
I think that needs to happen. You have to land it. I think so.
Yeah.
Because anybody
can
just
wood it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just, go straight up and down and then roll it.
Yeah, anybody can just wood
and
it.
KO their truck and probably not going to freestyle.
Anybody can just do that. I like the fact that like when you get up to the top, you're brake checking and you're trying to land the motherfucker. Like, whoom.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, okay. Like that
takes
bit
of skill involved.
A little bit of skill involved.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they did that, that'd be cool. Which I think, they're kind of probably going to do the same layout as Orlando.
Yeah.
just because you can put a couple freestyle jumps out there, right? You could put a couple. Here's another thought too that I thought they were going to do for like freestyle instead of changing the whole thing just to make it look like the Orlando track from the year or a couple years prior.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to make the landing ramp or the takeoff ramp into like a pod situation.
What do you mean?
Because Monster Jam, loves these arena pods. We'll never get rid of them because it's... But, like, it's... I think they're going to do something with the pod because the pods, they work so well, but it's just... it's so lame anymore. Like, they're a great obstacle, but it's just... It looks the same. It's been the same since 2015. Like, it's almost 10 years now of the same arena track or the same type of jump.
But the problem is, what are you going to do now?
Anything. I mean, you could change dirt. There's so many possibilities in the dirt.
Yeah.
Because it's anti-car now. So, like, if you want to make something out of dirt, I don't know, do, like, different Chicago styles and, or straight lines or something, again, in the arenas or whatever for racing or, something or time trial. It'd be cool to see it change. Mm-hmm. Or because you could still do a lot of 3 different tabletops or 3 different jumps or whatever for these arenas, especially these smaller ones. The pods are just they work, but they're also just a little big for the guys that are inside dashers. Man, you have to be so precise when hitting the 8-pack or something that's going to send you and you want to send off of it. Coming down on the other side, you would literally have maybe a truck to land and turn before you're in a dasher, which are super expensive if you smash one.
Yeah.
So
I like the fact that they do Chicago in arenas. It's bitching.
Yeah.
It's rad. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what they can do for it. I'm also excited to see what Elliott does this year for Throwdown because it's his 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, I think he's going to make stuff big.
I hope so.
I think he's going to have a couple big key shows again that are going to be like big.
It's his 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, go hard.
Yeah, him and
the
new Reckless Driving is supposed to debut next year. That's going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, Jeremy gets a little bit better piece. He took that old girl for the last couple of years and just was mobbing the thing, which is, I mean, hey, kudos to railing that thing. It still had leaf springs. Okay, so and he was doing more than guys with brand new pieces out there.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see him kind of step up. I don't know if he's going to do the same 4-link setup.
I don't know either.
That'd be kind of cool to see it kind of keep it a little old schoolish or whatever.
Yeah.
But to see the heavy Chevy come back, it'd be kind of sweet to see like a new school version of it, maybe.
Yeah.
And then him and Sinstar, there's going to be just straight asshole and willies all year, which is going to be the best thing. It's the best watching.
Yeah.
Sinstar, which is I don't know if it's louder, if not just as loud as Buckshot, because Buckshot's really loud.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are the two loudest trucks I've ever heard, other than Digger 16, which is really loud.
Really loud.
Yeah. So.
Oh, girl 16.
Yeah, that was a piece. Pablo's trucks were so hot. Can we talk
yeah.
about that for a second?
Pablo's trucks?
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, just Blacksmith World Finals 2.
Oh,
Oy.
My God.
Oy.
Wrench head.
Yeah.
Show him the shirt, Watson.
The shirt?
Show him the shirt, Dawson. Look at this.
This is a World Finals 2 track shirt. So we got the Wrench Head Monster Jam logo.
Yeah, show him the back.
On the back.
Look at the back.
The track crew on it.
That's OG.
Yeah, it's OG. This is I got this from Michael Budekeller. Shout out my man. He had the 2 shirts that I bought, and the hat and stuff, and then the BMC Choppers lawn sleeve from like the Team Men's one. So yeah,
jealous.
Oh yeah. So
it was funny because where we grew up,
that is the main thing. Other than that, those 2 shirts, right? That and the BMC Chopper. Those are the entire reason I messaged him in general. I was like, hey, I need
that was
these.
A bonus.
This was a bonus. Yeah, I saw this. I was like, oh, I'll take that. And same thing with the hat. Oh, I'll take that. Sure. Just racking up the bill. I didn't care, though, because I wanted the shirts and I wanted that long sleeve.
I would kill for a speed banner.
Oh, yeah, that'd be tight.
A speed
channel banner?
Uh-huh.
That'd be sweet.
That's cool because Tom had a sponsor in 2004? Like 2009.
Dude,
that was a while.
That was on his truck.
It was BMC Choppers.
2009, 2010.
Yeah, it was BMC Choppers on the very bottom of his truck. I'll put up a picture right now so you can see it.
Yeah.
And
Big Mike's Choppers, man.
Yeah,
and
he was based out of
either Bend or Redmond.
I can't remember either one of those, of Oregon, which is only hour and a half away from where Dawson and I live.
Yeah.
So we would go to the shows a lot, and we would go there a few times, and we saw Tom Mance bring out. He was driving Max D at the time.
Yeah,
But he had the first year, but he drove the T-Mance Chopper.
Yeah, he drove the T-Mance Chopper
on the track, and that was from Big Mike. Yeah, but he later repainted it, I think, to make it look like Max D, or he got a different one that says, because he has a Max D one now.
Yeah,
in Paxton.
Yeah,
which is pretty rad.
Oh yeah,
this is where I got that BMC Chopper set.
Yep,
signed by Neil and Tom. Flex.
This is true. Yes.
So that was pretty cool. But yeah, no. I don't know. It's I'm excited. I want to War Finals 2. Excuse me. It's Blacksmith was hot. Blacksmith was hot.
You know, another trick.
We're gonna do
just
some recap podcasts, I think. You know, where we can talk about those and show different things. You know, so people can let us know in the comments or whatever. But
right.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk video games, because it's T.Ray channel still.
Oh yeah.
This is where the birthplace of this genre. Of them. I mean, Trent's the Godfather. The
Godfather of Mid City.
When you think of Rigs of Rods, you think Trent and Ray.
Dude,
no doubt.
He played before Moss Trucks were in game,
which is wild.
He was a bus kid. Like, whoa, dude. He told me that he legitimately has done like bus routes in ROR.
What a legend!
That was before, like, I'm talking like 2011, 2010 ROR, which at that time the game was about 5 years old. 2005-ish, I think it was.
Yeah, it started in 2005.
So, but
which is crazy.
Oh yeah,
it's 18 years old.
Oh yeah,
it's an adult now. Rods is paying taxes, Dawson.
Correct.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Well, the reason why I was talking about this, because they just released V5.
Yeah.
Which is like what? How long is it in the making? 10 years?
12. I think it was like,
because V4 came out in what?
2000
and V4 came out in 2012.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Don't quote me. That's way before my time. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So V4 has been around for so long, but then the trucks have evolved.
Oh yeah.
But V5 officially,
the
new standard, has dropped, which is wild because it's a huge update.
Yeah,
to the trucks. The size of them, to the power, to the braking. You've played with them. I haven't played with them yet.
Yeah, they're not my favorite, just because it's going to take some time to kind of play with them a little bit. But from, I don't know, just from like, actually like driving before to doing that. I mean, nothing. Obviously, it's a video game compared to real life. It's obviously not the same.
Sure.
But like, I could just tell when I need to like either shift or what I got to do to prep for the jump or something like that. The trucks are just like, they feel really, really light / like super, super slow. So they're kind of, if you ever played Rigs Rods, they're kind of like the Namped. That's what it is. Just a little bit. I don't know. They just land a lot better than Namped. Unless you're one of the guys with the Super Soaker package. They're really nice. The detail is incredible on these things. They really are. Just from my standpoint, like from the way V4 was kind of arcadey, they kind of took that away. I mean, you still do stuff and stuff like that, but it's a lot harder to just send it across the stadium than it was in a V4 because they were so big and so fast. To where they kind of took that away from the V5 and kind of made it more, I guess, true or whatnot and 1-to-1, which is awesome, which is great. But it just, for me, it's kind of like, I've talked to this about with a couple of buddies like Trent and stuff like that. You're making it more cookie cutter now. So, and I really hope it's not like Beam where it's just a CRD or just a Patrick or whatever. Like, they take forever to release different types of trucks. Because in ROR right now with the V4 stuff, you can make whatever, however, in like an hour. You know what I mean? Like, we made that Polar Attack truck, what? You did that in an hour?
Yeah.
If that, right?
Yeah.
And that's a Willman. And then, Shake Me is like a CRD and all this other stuff, right? So all that stuff is so like different and unique. and it takes a certain way to drive each truck. Like you can't drive a truck the same way. I mean, you could try, but the truck itself doesn't want to do that.
Right.
With this V5 stuff, unless I know it's just a beta right now, and they only released a little bit, but unless they really go full bore and they want to do this entire, new V5 movement, and until they release all that stuff, to be honest, it took a lot of the skill out of the game. Because, like I said, you can't just hop in a Willman versus a CRD and hit the same jump the same way.
Right.
You can. It ain't going to end well either way.
Have they made Max D and stuff for V5?
Mm-mm.
What is V5? Because I haven't played it. So
it's
what's
just a CRD truck right now.
Yeah.
And there's Monster, a Monster Jam stunt truck.
Bunch of company trucks.
Gravedigger, El Toro, Megalodon.
Okay. Yeah.
There's one custom in the pack, and that's the Sim Monsters one. It's the Chevy body is painted up as Sim Monsters. Really cool looking. But that's it. They didn't release anything else.
Okay.
Like it's there. I don't know if it's like because people don't really talk about it. I mean, they've talked about it a little bit, but like it's still been kind of hush-hushes, as in like they haven't really talked about how much they are doing or how much they have built, other than what like we've seen. So behind the scenes, they could have a Willman, a Cohen, a Patrick all set up, ready to rock and roll, or they could just have these CRDs and like still trying to make this new physics for rigs of rods from the V5 stuff work on different chassis, but they just don't know how to yet.
Right.
So I don't know how far along they are.
Because they look dope.
Yeah, they look great. The new
probably,
F-150 body looks amazing. When you spawn in the pickup Monster NG or Blue Thunder, it looks to the nine. Like I just walked in and saw the truck sitting there in the arena.
Yeah.
It looks very good. But
I'm excited to play with them. I have to wait for my new computer.
Yeah,
they're
just small. They're really narrow. So I wish that like they kind of made it just a little bit wider to look more symmetrical instead of the tires being like lined up with the outside of the body.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean they're very narrow, very narrow. I don't know if it's just the third gens or what, or just the bodies are just that much bigger than the truck. Because the bodies on the trucks look pretty big.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I think they need a little
first gen of
yeah, it
V5.
is. And I'm not bashing or anything. I just say I like from my perspective, I think I don't know about them, but like I think they just need a little bit more work, a lot more tweaking. Some of the trucks' names are really small, so it's kind of hard to read them. Like the Gravedigger name is like really small, and like the area where the Gravedigger name normally is like really big. So
for the paints.
Yeah, so the paints look good, but they need a lot of tweaking.
Do they redo a lot of paints? Like use the same PNGs?
No, it's because it's all new bodies and mappings and everything. So everything had to be made. So like you couldn't just like copy and paste the paint like we do with the V4 stuff.
Well, the reason I asked is because somebody made a Gravedigger paint in 2015.
Yeah.
And that's been the Gravedigger paint that everybody in game has used. Nobody, when they make a Gravedigger,
right.
Nobody goes on there and I'm going to paint a Gravedigger to make it look like it. Because that's how you should be doing it. You should be laying everything, making it the way.
That's why.
So then what happens is once you get farther along and you start, and it's copy, paste, and then it's clone after clone after clone.
Yeah, that's
and
why.
Then what happens is you're looking at Gravedigger and you're going, this looks really not painted. Because there's some people who make paints and stuff for the game that are gorgeous.
Yeah, like Micah and Matt.
Like I make good paints.
Yeah.
I can slap some shit together and make it look cool. But there's the guys that
truly paint it.
Yeah. And make it look like their graphic design.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I don't compete with that.
Yeah.
So I would like to see one of those guys tackle that and create
there is
Gravedigger, a new Max D, and the standards, because that's what a lot of people like to drive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I like to drive Gravedigger, I like to drive Max D, I like to drive everything, but I mean, those are the guys, those are the goats. You want to drive as the goats.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, it's a little bit there. I hope that they do for V5, but a lot of these are and another thing is I haven't played BeamNG in
a while,
months.
Yeah.
So when the Willman came out, you got it.
Yeah.
I came over, we played it because I didn't have it on my computer.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was really fun, super rad.
Yeah.
Drove the Monster Mud on the Willman, super sick.
Yep.
But that's the last time I played.
Yeah.
And you don't have Beam now.
No.
The Beam games is evolving
Oh yeah.
Beam Monsters is evolving to where
Well, it took a lot of people out in that last update because that game was just like, unless you have a $3,000 PC setup, the game is kind of sketchy to run.
It's a gamble every time you get on because it's a big game.
Yeah, it is a big game.
I mean, I would even go on record saying that it would be rad if the Beam Monsters guys got with BeamNG Drive and created just a Beam Monsters game without everything else that Beam, because a lot of people play, like in our circle, we play Beam for monster trucks,
right?
And everything else is a bonus. But what you don't realize is how like Beam is a huge game.
Oh yeah,
a huge physics game for cars, semis, boats. There's planes. There's everything on there.
Yeah.
The AI is huge. Which have you played with the new rigs AI?
Mm-mm.
Have you updated your rigs?
Yeah, I did.
So there's a button now. It's called 2022.12. This is 0.12.
Yeah.
We were on point 4. Well, 22.4.
No, 2021.
We were on 2022.4.
Yeah.
Now it's 2022 12.
Right.
And so there is you can pick a truck, go to the AI menu now that's in the middle. You can go down to AI. You can click a truck. Pick any truck you want. Say Max D. Click Max D, but you're still in Gravedigger. Okay. So you're in Gravedigger. You hit recording. You do a straight line pass. Boom. Stop. Hit stop recording. Go to the other lane. Hit play. Max D spawns and races you in whatever you just did.
No way.
Yes. AI. Yep.
What?
I'll take it one step further. You can spawn in 2 AIs and they can race each other without you touching the fucking controls.
That's nuts.
You
still have to do the pass though?
In rigs. Yes.
So you have to do the pass, but you could sit there and play it as a replay.
Or you pop up what's called the waypoint mapping and you set markers. And you know how when you hit double tab, you see the map? It's the same kind of thing, except it's a track.
Mm-hmm.
And you have red and green. Red is this guy, green is Gravedigger, red is Max D. You can hit waypoints to this jump, to this jump, to this jump. And then you just push play and it does it. Now, what the AI doesn't do is rear steer. So if you do a freestyle, record it, push play.
Yeah.
Also what the AI doesn't do is actually drive. Yeah. So like if you're hitting a pod and you get tripped up, but we have the peace of mind to slam the throttle and save it.
Yeah.
AI's going to, just like, I don't know what we're doing. We're supposed to be just driving straight.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's fucking badass.
Huh. I did not know that.
So
I only played 2 days on it.
So
I don't know.
what's cool about that is I look at that going, for straight line videos, when we make them on T.Ray, I don't necessarily now need to get on online and have somebody else drive.
Right.
Necessarily. Because obviously they don't use rear steer, so if you want a competition,
right,
you want to make them right. But if you're doing a little highlight video or you just need a shot,
like a straight line arena video,
got it. You got it now.
Yeah,
which is badass.
Wow.
So it's just little things like that you can tweak around. But the AI menu is sick. So like going back to Beam, Beam has AIs. It has the cops and robbers game or whatever they play.
Yeah.
I mean, it has crash sites. They got airbags and it's a huge fucking game.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Beam go, because how many of us truly use all those functions all the time? I mean, we use them, but not as much as we do when we're playing. If I'm going to spawn in Beam, I'm going to a stadium and I'm going to pick a monster truck and I'm going to be playing monster trucks. Yeah. So it's like, it would be cool to see them lower the how big the game is. Yeah. So that way more people are able to get it. Yeah. Or even this is a stretch. Even come up with the dream to me is to come up with a real console game. You can get on desktop.
Steel Titans, bro.
Not like Steel Titans. Not like Steel Titans. Like legit. Kind of like NASCAR Heat or something where you have a career mode and you start as a crew guy. And, or like your first show is like the driver gets sick and you're the crew guide. You have to hop in. You have to do the show.
Yeah, or something.
And
cool.
some jank indie show, and you work your way up to the Mecca Monster Jam.
Yeah.
World Finals.
Yeah.
But the problem I see with that is a lot of the guys on the professional side of things, the company side of things, don't acknowledge independent shows that exist.
Right.
So it's like they're like, "What are you talking about? This is Monster Trucks."
Yeah.
You're like, "All right, there's a lot more than just Jam." So,
yeah.
But something like that I wish that Monster Jam would do, because I know they got the money for it.
Oh yeah.
Because you where they can make money is the 22 to 30-year-olds that grew up with Monster Jam in the early 2000s, who would drop $100 on a console game.
Yeah.
Or a game for your desktop that has a career mode, that has things to do, customizable paints, and an actual game. That would, to me, free mode and shit, that to me would be rad.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but until then, we got Beam, and Beam's rad, and Riggs is rad, and it's evolving. Yeah. The new Riggs is... So here, check this another thing out. Riggs is supposed to get another update here in a little bit. So this one just got updated, and it took them 8 months. Well, they're going to bring back another where you can... they're going to update it again here in the next few months. But what they told us that they're working on is that they're working on customizable avatars.
Oh, sick! Finally.
So instead of just the Riggs farmer guy, you could customize it to wearing stuff.
Yeah,
you can put a USHRA shirt on him. You can do a fire suit. Yeah, right. Dope shit like that, which would be, and he could probably he'll get put a female in there character. You can pick which one you want to be, and then they actually can move. They can move the same as long as they look better, because they rather than look like Roblox. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
I think that's kind of been the last thing they haven't updated in the game, to be honest.
I know, it's an oversight.
Is the guy. It's never been important, but he's been same OG. Mm-hmm. So that'd be tight if they did that. That'd be cool.
Yes. Turn around here.
Yeah. That'd be really cool if they did that. Whoa, where are you going?
Got excited. So anyway, yeah. So I don't. It's the AI is crazy, dude. Yeah. We'll play it after the podcast. We'll go. I'll show you it too. But Trent was over there, and you can spawn. So you spawn them in. You spawn them how wide you want them from each other. You can spawn in how fast they move. So you can do drag race mode, or driving mode, or race mode, and it's all different presets of like how much RPM they limit the AI to. Wow. Of course. So Trent spawns in my truck, Polar Attack, and turns it all to drag race mode. But the kilometers, 1,000 kilometers an hour, is the drag race mode, which is fast as shit. Oh yeah. And Polar Attack just fucking just takes off, hits the wall. I was like, shut it off, shut it off. Wow. And so he's like, oh shit. So he turned it back to race, and it was better. But oh dude, it was so funny. But I was like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do with Riggs now. Riggs is getting an overhaul, and it's cool, dude, to finally see a little bit more. Now, something that Brandon was talking about, Sonar, something he was talking about that he wants to see at Riggs, is he wants to see them take the ability to map your controller like in Beam, but apply that to Riggs.
Oh, yes.
Because there's a lot of people who are playing the way they play because that's their mapping that they get with. That's one thing people don't understand about Riggs is not everybody plays the same. Right. Some people might be on keyboard. Some like our buddy Lane, the last one of his kind. Oh yeah. Lane Larkin plays on keyboard. Yep. Double L on Discord plays on keyboard, and I think he's a unicorn.
So if you ever play with him and he spanks you, just know
he did it on a keyboard. Yeah. When people are like, what does that mean, Tyler? Because I'm sure most of you play on a controller. Keyboard is the arrows. Yep. And then F keys for rear steer, and then A and X or A and whatever on this side.
WASD.
Yeah. The other well, no, the other two is shifting. So you shift, and then you have start S and off on X, and you're like Stephen Hawking's just quick. Yeah. And I'm like, so when double L spanks you, it's on keyboard. But going back to what I was saying is like, everybody drives like you and I drive the same because that's what we have.
Yeah.
People like I've talked to like Brandon or Trent or our buddy Marty or whoever, they all drive a little differently, like where their rear steer is their bumpers, not X and B.
Yeah.
And then somebody who out there who plays bumpers and heard me just say that my rear steer is X and B, they're shitting their pants.
Exactly.
So like, what?
Yeah.
So it's just so to be able to add it in where everybody is able to map their own controller, rigs will definitely take off.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have to be as advanced as Beam where you move a controller and that's it could be pick one.
Yeah.
It says, rear steer left. You could say, click on the option, drop down menu X.
Yep.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
Yes, that kind of needs to happen.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And
it would be nicer to do the smoke for El Toro just right there on the controller instead of
exactly.
hitting the G on the keyboard or something.
Or putting your ones up on Tom when you're driving Max D. That's such a pain in the ass when you have a controller and you're fun running and you got to hit Control 1 to throw up his ones.
I'll hit Control 1 all day as long as I get that function, though. Shout out to Marcelo for doing that because that's awesome.
Yeah, that's legit.
That's legit.
Marcelo really, it's so funny because we talked about that all of us talked about it for so long. Imagine if they made a button where you just put the ones up.
Yep.
And then Marcelo goes, all right.
Yeah, did it.
Does it and sweats like, there you go.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That's really, it's revolutionary. And again, now I think what's really like nice about it, because rigs was kind of the same way for a long time.
Yeah.
Different leagues and different, like making custom trucks and that stuff, that's been around for a while. But it was really the same kind of flat game that it was for a long time. Beam came around, right? Yes. Or Monstruck started becoming more and more involved in Beam. And then like people in rigs were kind of like, oh crap, like there's another game kind of competing with us. Now to be on this Monster truck.
We got to step up.
Like, like the Sim Monsters front, we're like, what do we do? So then a lot more people and a lot more guys came into the Sim Monsters, because a lot of the OGs, they're gone now. They're older.
Yeah.
Some of them still hang around on the Discord servers, and some of them still hang around on the site and, and play a little bit and help out or just map stuff, do the more advanced stuff
but
for Rigs of Bronze.
They're in their later 30s.
Yeah, exactly.
Early 40s. They're like, all right.
Yeah. So it's like some of those guys are gone now, and this new wave is coming in, which is awesome because this new wave is seeing what they did, but they're doing it twice as good. Like some of these trucks are so detailed and so to the T. Like a new Thrasher dropped on Sim Monsters today. Mm-hmm. And just like Pat Suma always had the little Patrick Star plush hanging out the window. Homeboy did it. You could see the zip ties, everything.
Which is so crazy.
Which is gnarly. To even sit there and try to map something like that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? Even all the way down to like the exact way like Tom Mentz's truck moves. And like Marcelo made that, that Goldberg 1 and 2 pack, which is so damn realistic.
The only thing that people need to figure out about those Willmans now, well, the men's chassis, but Willmans and men's chassis, they're basically the same fucking thing.
Right.
What they need to figure out now is the front node. They've got to be able to dig.
Yeah.
Because Tom did those digs. Okay. Well, we're podcasting right now.
But no, it's Beam.
Of course.
Teddy's.
The dog would come in here and knock over shit. And sorry, guys.
That was incredible. But no, so it's just like Beam kind of came around and these guys a bunch of people hopped on the bandwagon for Beam of just like, oh, it's going to be the next best and greatest thing. Don't get me wrong. It's super badass. I love Beam.
It's
awesome. It's so fun.
But what's the second? There's two things. There's a downfall with Beam. Wow, this podcast is going awesome. Thank you guys for sticking around to nearly the end. I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Super Clean, the super fast, tough task cleaner degreaser that is amazing for all your shop needs, your house needs, your car needs. They got amazing products. I use it all the time, and I just want to thank them for sponsoring this video. I also want to just say you can get yours at Walmart, select Home Depots, or even shop online. So let's get back to the video and find out what's wrong with Beam, shall we? There's two things with Beam that is hard for people that they really need to fix. the size of the game, the size of the files and everything on your computer,
Yeah,
it takes a
they're
lot to run
huge.
it.
They are huge.
And easily no multiplayer online.
Yep.
That's bad.
Yep.
Because with rigs, you get onto a server, and if as long as everyone has pretty much everything you have, it's pretty straightforward on how to play online with friends.
Yeah.
But with Beam,
You have to
it's
have
a whole Beam
a whole-
multiplayer. You
yeah.
have to have all this other stuff,
Yeah.
and even at that, it's not the greatest.
No.
It's still really
yeah.
hard because of how in depth the game is. It's it's meant for you to really enjoy on your own time.
Yeah.
So excuse me, if they can fix those things, it's rad.
It's mainly that simulator type situation where none of that is supposed to really be happening. It's supposed to be you just simulating whatever game or whatever thing that you're trying to do.
Exactly.
But I mean, the look of stuff on Beam is awesome.
I love the custom
abilities of the truck itself. Like you
Where
get
you-
a base, and then
yeah.
you could put whatever tires on it,
Yep.
shock package.
You can take the steering wheel off if you have a wheel. You can swap all the controls are mappable.
Yeah.
So if you like the rear steer one way or the other, you can do that, or any of that on Beam. That's what's sick. You can put a Gravedigger flag on anything you want.
Yeah.
If you really wanted.
Yeah.
So or something, and that's to me is super sick because then you have your customized trucks.
Right.
And
One downfall to Beam compared to rigs that I notice a lot is how easy it is to maneuver a truck in the air. Rigs, I mean you can, like it's still a video game, still arcaded, you can.
Yeah.
But in Beam, like I could whip a monster truck like I can whip just like a BMX bike. That's not okay.
It's
How
getting better
easy
though
that is.
because at first
Right.
Beam was really bad about that.
Yeah, it was so arcadey where
It
I
was
can
very Steel Titans-ish where you can kind of move.
Yeah,
if you're
if-
falling sideways, you can whip it over,
yeah.
which was wild. But
I
it's
mean,
gotten way
you can
better.
do that in rigs, but it's a lot more finesse to try to do that in rigs compared to Beam, where I can, if I'm like already in the air and I pin the throttle, then I could backflip. Like I'm already up 20 feet and then I'm starting to decline, I could pin it and I could do a backflip. I mean, you can't really do that anymore because they fixed a lot of it, but just some of that type stuff just always kind of just grind my gears about Beam. And yeah, like you said, the file wise for stuff.
Massive.
The smallest track I've ever downloaded was 350 megabytes. It's like, dude,
For a track.
for one thing. Some people might be like, oh, that's nothing, but like,
yeah, but a lot of people don't have
a supercomputer,
supercomputers.
Yeah. So for that type of stuff, and rigs are starting to get, because the files and everything are so detail oriented, and there's so much more going into a file now to make these trucks look just as good as the real thing in rigs.
Yeah.
Where the files and stuff are starting to get bigger. A lot of that's kind of being fixed, kind of stepping away from the MediaFire thing and doing it just on the
Google Drive.
The Google Drive, because it's a lot easier to download on the Google Drive.
MediaFire is really rough as far as download wise for
speed or whatever. It doesn't matter. You could have the best internet ever, and MediaFires are still kind of like just take forever to download and stuff.
Also, Sim Monsters, BeamNG or Beat Monsters, excuse me. All that stuff is in the description, guys. So go down there and check them out.
Yeah.
You can get yourself a Beam. If your computer can handle it, get it. If your computer can handle rigs, which hopefully most of us can, get that too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're awesome games.
Yep.
And it's so funny to me because a lot of people are like, so what's the point of the game? Well, there isn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you make of it because it's a physics game. There's no competitions. There's no levels. There's no
Store mode or
no story mode. No nothing. And it's like when we were kids.
Yeah.
We would get our Hot Wheels monster trucks. Dawson and I would play monster trucks on our floor in our bedroom. We shared a bedroom with our other brother. And we'd play monster trucks with our Hot Wheels. We'd set up tracks and we'd do everything. We'd do intros.
Yeah.
We'd do donuts.
Yeah,
We'd
the
do
whole nine.
wheelies. We'd do freestyle racing. And that's how we would play monster trucks until monster trucks came around and Monster Jam was there. We would go see it.
Yeah.
So it's like we do that now on rigs still.
Yeah.
But it's virtual and it's more fun
Yeah.
because it's a video game.
Yeah.
So like Dawson sits at his house, I sit at mine, and then all our buddies are wherever they are across the country, and we're all playing a show together. You know,
or
and
something. It's fun.
it's a really cool game. A lot of people will knock on, but you got to understand, like, for kids who are by themselves or single kid or not single kid, but single child, only child, excuse me.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. they need something to do.
Yeah.
And if they're fans of monster trucks, then they're going to be fans of rigs and rods because then it connects people.
Yeah.
It connects, somebody across the country could be talking to you and you could be hanging out. Like all our buddies are from Connecticut and New York and Texas and
St. Louis, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, all these places. And Tennessee. I mean, there's so many. We're a bunch of places.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to connect with people that way. So I encourage you to check out Rigs, check out Beam, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The season's going to be great. I'm so excited for new content. I'm going to make some new content with all the new videos. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's been a fun little starter podcast, Dawson.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, Full Boogie Tilt podcast sponsored by Super Clean is going to be here to stay right here on the T.Ray channel. And we're going to be covering shows, more vlogs to come. We're going to be covering shows. We're going to be doing more Beam videos, more rigs videos, all types of some of the things that I actually really want to talk about real quick before we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making more. I'm going to make the majority of, with the help of Brandon, but I'm going to be doing the Beam videos and rigs videos. I want to ask you. I also want to ask you guys watching at home. What do you want to see? So I want to bring back. I love the freestyle videos. I love rigs videos. I love BeamNG videos.
Yeah.
I love the freestyles. I really dig racing. It's hard to do, but it's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I dig the full shows because T.Ray videos will be full shows for the majority. There might be a highlight video here or there, but Trent and I are going to start doing full shows.
Yep.
With commentary because I just loved it. I think it looked the best and it was the most fun.
Yeah.
And if you guys want, let us know in the comments. Maybe we do an episode where we throw back and watch a couple of them clips and we talk about it. I give you a little insight on the ones that I'm on and stuff and the ones that you've done in the past. So we can do that too. Yeah. But I mean, when you're thinking about like, clicking on a T.Ray video, what are you irking for?
I mean, I want to see kind of the same thing, unfortunately.
Just more of it, right?
Just more of it. Just the Beam videos, the rigs videos, the montages and stuff like that. The ear rape that you get from a T.Ray video that's it, man. I just want that to continue on more and more, just because they're so good, and the way they've evolved and like just been more and more each time, and better and better and better each time. Like the way Brandon and Trent did it for years was just fantastic.
It was exactly what they needed, but then it was funny because when Brandon came to me and Trent and was like, hey, we're going to start celebrating, this is the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Last February.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, shit. I didn't know. I was like, oh, damn, 10 years y'all been doing this? Trent's like, 2012 or 2013. 2012, sorry. I was like, dang. So when we did that first video, it was the 10-year anniversary video, and we just thought it was going to be that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's funny because we did the video, and it was that rigs video. God, where was it? Detroit?
No, that's
Arlington.
Arlington 2013, yeah.
Arlington 2013 on rigs. And I didn't even film that video as far as controlling wise.
Yeah.
Trent and Brandon had like 3 or 4 people do it with them.
Yeah.
And I came in post to do the commentary.
Yeah.
We'll just talk about this one because it's a 10-year anniversary. I'll go into post for the commentary.
Yeah.
And Brandon's like, I'm going to have you and Trent do this. I was like, all right. So Trent and I watched it. I think you might even been in the call the first time we watched it because we was just in a call. Brandon's like, hey, you guys want to watch the new videos or see how it is? And he was still editing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So we look at it. Okay. Trent and I start talking about what we were going to do. And I was like, well, Trent, Brandon made the lineup. Let's just go full on broadcast like they used to do on Speed.
Yeah.
Trent's like, all right, let's do it. And Trent's always been the guy, and I love him for this. I talk a lot. I know that.
Yeah.
And he always lets me. And not that I want to be I'm not the star. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Trent and I work together well because we both let each other talk.
Yes.
Like if Trent's talking about something, I'm going to let him roll.
Yep.
And Trent knows that he's better playing the
secondary guy.
Yeah, in the sense of like when we do the intros, it's always me coming in the intro, but I always throw it right to Trent, and then Trent goes right into the field of trucks.
Yep.
Or Trent goes right into the video start of what we're doing because he recognizes that I'm just a little bit better at just the starting flow to set the tone because he's better at the more announcing in between times that and then when we get in together, and then we're in a freestyle and we're talking, and it's just, it works, dude. I love to. I told Brandon a long time ago too. I was like, I don't want to do it without Trent, because one, he's fucking T.Ray.
Yeah, he's T.Ray,
and two, I love him dearly. He's a great guy. So we did that video.
Yeah.
Okay, so we recorded it, one take, done.
Yeah.
The whole thing. I think we actually was it 2 takes? The first take was the racing part.
Yep.
Because then it cuts the video. And then the second part was freestyle.
Yeah.
So we recorded the first take because it's like a fucking an hour-long video, I think.
Oh, yeah.
40 minutes long. I don't know how long it is. It's a good size video. So we did the first part. Stop. And I was like, you know what, Trent? I was like, I got something for you right here.
Yeah.
And Brandon's like, what are you guys going to do? I was like, just let's not record. But Brandon, show me the cut. And it's the cut where it opens to the freestyle where he's panning and you see the motorhome and then it's like getting ready for freestyle.
Yeah.
And that's when I said what I said in the video. Well, this is the part where I'm going to add the clip.
Okay. I was like, you going to say it?
You've seen it. And so I said the video. So I said that, and then Trent and Brandon are like, holy shit, They're like, that was awesome. You got to say that again. So I was like, all right. So I said it again, and we did it. And after that, I did my outro. The boys didn't even know I wrote the outro. I wrote that outro. I said, okay, Brandon. I said, Trent and Brandon. I told them both. As soon as Northern Nightmare stops, what's the timestamp? Brandon told me. I had like 9 seconds.
Yeah.
I said, okay, no one talk during that 8 seconds. As soon as it stops, I'm gonna out the video. Yep. I'll do an outro, and then we'll be good. He goes, okay. So then Northern Nightmare comes. I see the timestamp on the ticket comes across. It hits it. I start saying the outro. Do the outro, and then afterwards, the gates close, and Trent and I and Brandon were all like, fuck. Like, that was a good fucking video. We knew that it was just clicking. Yeah. And so then after that, we watched it all together. We're like, damn, that's good. And Brandon was so fast at editing. So he got it up. And I was like, why don't we make I was fucking around in paint. I was like, why don't we make a 10-year anniversary logo?
Yeah.
All right. So I made one up. And then it took maybe a half hour. And then everyone's on the stream of me just sharing my screen on Discord, painting it. And we did it. And Brandon's like, hold on. Puts it on the video. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm talking fucking butter. Straight mantequilla. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it just looked so good. And then I knew from that moment, I was like, yeah. I'm in it. Like, T-Ray's I'm here.
Yep.
Because for a long time, I tried to get on T-Ray videos. And Brandon was...
Same.
Brandon was so busy.
It was
and
hush-hush.
Brandon was he's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
And so he was so focused on what he's doing in the videos. He didn't have time for anybody to come in because he was so on a tight schedule and he needed his videos to be so... I mean, you could see it in his fucking work. They're picture perfect.
Yes.
Everything.
So to have another person come in and
it was
say
like
something
he
or
goes
whatever,
it was
he's
he's like, hey, no disrespect, I got a flow here.
Yeah.
I got to keep going. So I was always trying to get him to get me in a video.
Yeah.
So when they were like, hey, you want to do it with Trent? I was like, yeah, of course I want to do it. So that was really cool. So that was kind of the start of the T.Ray 10-year anniversary tour.
Yeah.
And then what has become now. And then a few months after that, Full Boogie popped.
Yeah.
And then it was like, shit, we were running both of these entities. And then now it's like, here, start of 2023, just 6-7 months later, let's merge them.
Yeah.
The channel's growing. Full Boogie Tilt's kind of on a plateau. But as far as because it's out of season right now.
Yeah.
During Monster Jam season, Monster Truck season, the first quarter, videos pop because people are searching up things like, oh, what happened to Monster Jam? What happened to Monster Trucks this year? Oh, I'm going to look up Gravedigger. And it's like rolls.
Yeah.
So these in-between months, it's always the hardest for all of us, right? Because everyone's either working on their truck, getting ready for first quarter. So, so it's just kind of, this merger is like happening perfect timing.
Yeah.
It's perfect timing. I'm so excited to get it started. But, yeah, man. Well, Dawson, I think we did it, dude.
Yes, sir.
We
I
did
think
it.
So too.
It's the full Boogie Tilt podcast presented by Super Clean.
Just kidding.
Not
a
Liquid
plug.
Delf.
Not
Liquid
a
Delf.
plug.
I don't know how to speak. We shaking over there?
No, I was like, you said liquid Delf. I was looking at the can to make sure I wasn't tripping either. I was like,
Dawson says, cheers, dude. Hey, T-Ray fans, thank you guys. This one's for you. Thanks, guys.